What's going on, people? We kept this a long process because I keep making these silly mistakes where I will click the wrong video or click the wrong button. I'm still learning to use OBS, by the way, so don't hold this on me. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, on my screen here, it's Lee Gunner, an Arsenal fan. So it's a Chelsea fan. I find him funny, and I'm going to react on what his takes were, on the game that they just drew to Man City. I know this is going to be funny. I know it's going to be funny. So yeah, watch it with me, people. And make sure you do subscribe to his channel. Or he's got two. So make sure you subscribe to those channels and mine too. So we can, keep doing this. Let's go. Get to the point, bruv. I'm gonna fight for
the gimmick pack, the carry on the scam pack. This manager is a scrub pack. Make sure you like the Lee Gunner pack. Big up to everyone who watched the watch along. Nearly 90,000 people tuned in. En route fast to 144k. Emergency meeting is coming up. No matter how many times you guys want to celebrate a draw, their king of Highbury has a statue outside the Emirates celebrating a draw. That tells you the standards. That is the worst man.
Listen, when I saw Martinelli, not running to get the ball to restart the game, I saw him running to the fence, knee sliding. Listen, if this was Chelsea versus Man City or even Chelsea versus Arsenal and my players do that, I won't be happy about it because I'm like, we could go and win the game. However, our expectations are not as high as compared to Arsenal fans. And don't get me wrong, I still want to win the league. Do I think we'll win the league? I don't know. But I'm saying if you're Arsenal 6 years deep, you can't be celebrating a draw to your, I would say, rivals. You're competing the league, with the likes of Man City. Yeah, I know people, are already writing them off. Man City, Liverpool, I don't know Chelsea, but we're just going to put it in the mix there. And Liverpool. So, if you score a goal as an equalizer, get the fucking ball so we can restart. So, when I saw that, I just knew their mentality hasn't changed. And that's the reason they're not going to win the league this year. Because their mentality does not seem to change every fucking season. So, yeah, he's right about it. Why are you knee sliding? Get the ball.
City team I've seen under Pep at Man City. Worst Man City team. They're rubbish. And we made them look great today. Make sure you sub to Lee Reacts as well. Yeah, make sure you sub to Lee Reacts. I'm going to have the Barcelona game on. They're playing Getafe, haram football, left, right, and centre. That'll kick off in 9 minutes, 8 minutes. I will have that game on, but I'll be doing my fan cams. I won't be doing a watch along for that, obviously. But next week, there's plenty of football as well. But again, got out of jail. Martinelli has saved this manager's literally saved this manager's career this week. Literally. But he's a finisher. No, you're finished, Mikel Arteta. About finisher. No, you're finished. You're finished. That guy didn't have a clue what to do today. His starting 11 was an absolute disgrace. You're at home against the worst Man City team in 7-8 years. This is not all singing, all dancing, 4-peat.
It actually is the worst Man City. If you're comparing to the last, I would say maybe 6-7 years. Or maybe 5-6 years when they were winning trebles and winning every season. This is actually the worst team. Now, I'm not saying that this team is the worst compared to some of our teams, but compared to their standards when they had obviously the Gund or Kevin De Bruyne, in their form, Sterling in their form, Mahrez, this is the shittiest team you can think of. Seriously, because before this, even the last year one is even better because, I wouldn't say better, but I would say maybe the last 2 years, it's just been almost the same.
Man City, so this is not treble winning Man City with Grealish, Mahrez and all them, man, and Gundo and Alvarez and all these other players.
I just say that. Because that was the team that was winning trebles and cups and Club World Cups. That's the team. So if you have watched football for the past 5 years, that is the team. Those players are just named. That's the team.
No. This is a poor Man City team that got weighed in by Tottenham, top Spurs. Who? Yeah, top Spurs, mate. They got weighed in by Brighton the other week. But don't worry, come to the Emirates, mate, and we'll play this crap negative football with 3 CDMs. Let me give you a stat. Let me finish the pack, bruv. Let me finish the pack and we'll give you a stat, yeah? Smash the like button. Yeah, disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
When I saw Merino in the midfield against Manchester City, I'm not even going to talk about Zubimendi, and I'm not even going to talk about fucking Declan Rice. Just when I saw Merino, I knew negative football again, Stoke City football, just right there.
Sociedad's third, potentially fourth or fifth best midfielder, because we can go Oyarzabal, we can go Torrientes, we can go Brace Mendes, we could also go Zubi Doo. So there's 4 midfielders that are better than him at Sociedad. The guy's a wanker, bruv. He is rubbish, but because his name's Mikel, it's, oh my God, Mikel meets Mikel. Yeah, nobody cares, bruv. He's crap. Let me give you this stat. That's now 10 games that these two, him and Declan have played together. We've won one of them, guys. One game. We've won one game that Declan Rice and Mikel Merino have played together when they first started the game.
Yeah, but that's my point. When you see Mikel Merino, Declan Rice, I don't care who you put next, Zubimendi, that's a defensive team. That is a defensive team. And that's what I'm saying, right? You've got players like Calafiori. He's bad at defending, but he's good going forward. You have players like Zubimendi. He's bad at defending, but good going forward. So why are you playing negative football? And then your backline is very solid because you've got Saliba and Gabriel. Why are you playing negative football? You just bought this guy. What's his name? I don't know. Masquera, right? He's showing good signs of being a good defender. So even if Saliba is out or Gabriel is out, Gabriel is out. Gabriel Magalash. There's Gabriel, and Gabriel, and Gabriel. Anyway, when you see those people on the pitch, right, you shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't play negative because your backline Timber is good, Gabriel is good, Masquera is good, Saliba is good, depending who's playing. So if you know your left back is weak, because obviously Zinchenko's not there, Luis Kelly has been shit. He's a good player, by the way, but he's not been in good form. And then when you have Calafiori there, no matter who you play as a left back, right, you know you're weak in that area, but your defense is still strong enough to attack. Attack football. Take Merino out. Play football to attack. You just put Eze. Play Eze as a 10 alongside Zubimendi and Rice. Why are you putting Mikel Merino? If Odegaard is around, take one, either Declan Rice or Zubimendi. But at least play attacking football because those players can. Instead of you attacking with maybe 3 or 4 players, including Calafiori and Zubimendi in your attacking threat, now you got double the amount of players. Attacking players compared to your opponents. So I don't know why Mikel Arteta likes to play this negative, boring football. I think it was the 2023 or 2024. I can't remember. But Arsenal were actually playing really, really, really good football. That season, all they were missing was a striker. If they were playing the way that they were playing in that season, this year with Gyökeres supplying that amount of service in the box, this ain't Kai Havertz. Gyökeres, as much as I don't rate him, I think he's not that good. He's not my kind of striker, but he's not a shitbag. He's not a shitbag. He's actually a decent player that can score you goals. He's a goal scorer, So yeah, man, I don't know why Mikel Arteta likes to be negative. Anyway, let's go.
This is almost as bad as Thomas Partey. In fact, it is worse than Thomas Partey starting the right back. Wow, crazy work, guys. But don't worry, it worked so many times before. I know. Let's do it again. Oh my God, Mikel Arteta, guys. I always knew he'd be a great manager, guys. More than you believe. Stop listening to Pep. He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's a liar, bruv. My man was so comfy in that game, he subbed off all the strikers, attackers, everyone. Yeah, didn't bank on my...
He was scared, by the way. And this is my point. All the coaches, when they play Arsenal, they know the potential Arsenal has, which is to finally win the league after 6 years, 5 years in Mikel Arteta's, tenure. However, he doesn't believe so. He doesn't believe his team is capable of going and win in any of the grounds, whether it's the Old Trafford or whether it's the Champions League. Sorry, the Old Trafford or I just said Old Trafford, didn't I? I said Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, or even the Anfield. I don't know why he doesn't think he can go to those places and actually win by many. Because Arsenal don't concede. And the team that I just mentioned, their defense is not as good as theirs. And they just strengthen the attack. So I don't know why I didn't believe that you could go and give it to Pep. Because Pep seemed scared. The way he was making those substitutes and the way he was playing deep, he was scared. He respected Arteta. But Arteta didn't get the respect.
Martinelli coming and saving Arteta's job again for the second time this week. The same Martinelli that most of our fans want out of the football club, by the way. The same Martinelli that is scamming 180 grand a week at this football club. The same Martinelli, that is knee sliding into the crowd, jumping up and down, giving love hearts, all of this crap, fucking billion celebrations. Brother, what? Why don't you go and get the ball out the back of the net? Put it under your arm and run off back to the halfway line, spot the ball down in the centre circle and say, come on, let's ready for action. 3-4 minutes to go. No, that tells you the mentality of this football club.
Right.
Tells you the mentality, mate. The starting 11, Eze benched. Why? Why?
When I saw Martinelli not picking up the ball to go and restart the play and go and do the knee slide, listen, I said it. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, but I was starting to get worried by their mentality. Like, you're supposed to be the club to compete against Liverpool in terms of fighting for the trophy. Yeah, Man City, Chelsea can be in and about, but you are supposed to be that team. So when you equalized, you go and get the ball and replay. You do not go any slide when you're supposed to be chasing the game. And when I saw even Arteta, okay, let's just say celebrating is not a problem, because if it was my team, I probably would have celebrated anyway. However, I would have still demand, my players to have gotten the ball and go and replay. They can celebrate on their way to the touchline. So yeah, that alone for me, it just tells you that they're not yet ready to win the league. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but you just don't look like it. I have the youngest team in the league, but my players wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Actually, they didn't do that because when Chalobah scored against United, he went and got the ball. Joe Pedro went and got the ball. Then we restarted. He did knee slide. Of course, it was 2-1, but you get the point.
Everyone's going to laugh at Victor Gyökeres again. Where's the service, brother?
We don't care. You see, that's the thing about football fans. We know that Gyökeres is a goal scorer. You give him chances, you will take many of them. You give him the ball in the box, the right ball, you will make something out of it and you'll score goals. But we know that he's lacking the service. No one is really giving him the ball. But that's not going to stop us from laughing. We are going to laugh. If the season ends and he's got less than 20 goals, we will be there. Even though we know the reason why, but we will be there. Shamelessly.
Yeah, I can sit and take the piss out of his hair flicks all day long. We're going to give him some... Oh, no, of course we're not, because this manager is one snide little cucaracha, bruv. He is snide. He is going to hang that striker out to dry. That's obviously Sleggers. They drew 0-0 with Man United away today. Didn't play great, but it is what it is. And this manager is going to hang that striker out to dry because he didn't want that striker and he didn't want Eze. Why is Eze not starting in the 10 today? Why is Mikel Merino starting in midfield? Merino, Zubamendi and Declan Rice, the stiffest midfield in the world, bro. Are you taking the pee? Get out of here, man. Yeah. Erling Haaland brings the ball out the air, deads the touch, spins it round the corner. Gabi Magalhaes, captain for the day, bruv. Rescind that captaincy right away. Rescind that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Timber, shocker. Where's Mosquera? Yeah, because this fan base en masse have told me he's the second coming of fucking Sol Campbell, mate. Yeah, this guy's amazing. I got it wrong watching 20-odd Valencia games with him playing and under 21s of Spain. After 2 games, this guy's the greatest centre-back ever to a greatest English football. I mean, who's Sol Campbell? I mean, who's Desai, bruv? Like, what are we doing here? Saliba comes straight back in. Well, guess what? Where were you for Haaland, brother?
Yeah, let's just touch base on what he says about Maresca. Listen, I am a hater, but not all the time. I want to give credit to Maresca. Oh my God, Maresca. Why would I want to give credit to Maresca? We're not even talking about Maresca right now. What the fuck am I saying? Seriously. Anyway, I want to give credit to Mosquera. Why? Because when Arsenal were linked with him, I was like, who is this guy? First of all, I was even surprised they were buying another defender, but okay, maybe Saliba needed someone to kind of, back him up. He is actually looking to be a good player, So far, so good. I'm not hyping him yet. I still think Chalaba is better. But anyway, it's not about my players. My point is, he's actually looking better than I thought. And we have to give him credit for that. But he's not that guy yet. So Arsenal fans, chill.
Haaland literally put the jets on and said, laters, brother. We're gone. Me gone. Me there, bruv. First touch immaculate. And after that, it was just a shit show. We got very, very, very lucky today to scam, and we did scam a draw out of that game. And now we've got our fans sitting all over the internet, the usual suspects, all sitting all over the internet, the biggest reason we're in this shit in the first place. Yeah, all sitting there going, well, imagine if Mikel Arteta had done what Pep done today. Hello? I'm not going to slap my fucking camera off of the fucking monitor. Guess what? He's been doing it.
That looks zesty, bro. My guy went, hello? This guy is funny, man. He's funny. Let's see that one again.
Yeah, all sitting there going, well, imagine if Mikel Arteta had done what Pep done today. Hello? I'm not going to slap my fucking camera off of the fucking monitor. Guess what? He's been doing it for 6 months. Done what Pep done today. Hello? I'm not going to slap my fucking camera off of the fucking monitor. Guess what? He's been doing it for 6 calendar years in December, mate. This guy is an enemy of attacking football. We then equalise. Martinelli does a billion celebrations, doesn't take the ball to the halfway. And what does this manager do? I tell you what, let's take off a defensive midfielder and bring a centre back on. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine, my friends. This manager is crap. He's rubbish. We're playing against the worst Man City team under Pep. People go, oh, but the first team that you go in the first season. Okay, cool. Fair, whatever. That was 7-8 years ago, mate. He's won it all since. This is the worst team that they have had for a minute. They've done a four-peat, they've done a treble, they've won trophy after trophy. The most successful team in the last 20 years is Man City, and he's been there for nearly a decade. Nearly a decade, 8, 9 years.
He's not wrong. Remember that team with Mahrez, De Bruyne, Gundo? That was the team. And these guys were on their peak. Don't even mention Rodri when he was the Rodri. If you watch football, you understand the period I'm talking about. That year, when Ederson was... that year, this is the worst team they've ever had since. But that team was crazy. I think for like 6 years, they were just dominating, winning trophies, trebles, Champions League, Club World Cup. Not Champions League. But yeah, it was one of the best teams. He was one of the best team in the league then. And with you comparing the squads, of course, this squad is shit. So here's
whatever it may be. That is the worst Man City team. We've seen them get bopped by Tottenham. Literally bopped off the park. But don't worry, guys. What we do, guys, we put Calafiori back in, guys. We bring Saliba in, guys. We make Gabriel Magalhaes the captain, guys. Yeah, what we do, guys, is we'll put Timber right back, guys. We'll go with Declan Rice, guys. Zubi-Doo, guys. Yeah, let's just break it down with Zubi-Doo, by the way. That guy's been trash since he's got here. That's not to say he won't be good, because I actually rate the guy. However, he's been crap. And he was crap again today. Victor Gyökeres, no service FC. The guy's hanging about to dry. Noni Madueke, buzzing around. Oh, busy bee. Look at me. I'm a poet. I fully know it. Subbed at half time for Bukayo Saka. What did Saka do, bruv?
Right, let's talk about Madueke for a second, because Arsenal fans, I told you, like, you were getting over your head, because there is nothing, literally nothing I'm seeing from Madueke right now that I wasn't seeing at Chelsea. Literally nothing. He's the guy that will be like that for the rest of the season. Yeah, here and there, he might give you a goal or an assist. He might even score a hat-trick. And he might even go to play for his country and get a goal. Hype you guys up. The match will end and you're still doing the same crap, just being wasteful. Yeah, I like an attacker that dribble the ball past players. He can do that too. But we can't deny from the fact that he's not that good at the end of the day. And like you always do, trying to prove that you can make our players better. Even though you don't, but you're just too loud. That you speak over everybody and you think that you're being believable. But nah, Kai Havertz, you were trying so hard to make him a better player than he was at Chelsea, but where did that get you? Nowhere. At least for us, he won us the Champions League. That means he was better with us. Now, Jorginho, you didn't speak much about Jorginho, by the way. Sterling, when Sterling was coming, you said, oh, he got baptized. So now he's going to be better than what he was at Chelsea. Where did that end? Okay, fair enough. Maybe he didn't get given as much time to prove himself because Arteta wasn't using him. But when he did use him, he was trash. Who else? Kepa. You're telling us he's a very good goalkeeper. Now, as a second choice goalkeeper, I wouldn't really want to talk about him much because I've got crap goalkeepers. Anyway, you should have taken Sanchez and tried to prove him that he's a good player. Anyway, go back to Kepa. Yeah, I would say he's a decent signing considering he's not going to be playing week in and week out because Raya is too good. But that's your goal. Every time you buy players from us, which you do a lot, you always try to make it so loud to your point where it's believable that our players tend to play better when they come for you because you're a better club than us. No. Madueke is going to always be like Madueke. It's going to be shit. And every other player that you bought from Chelsea. It just is what it is.
Eze, what did you do when he come on? Set up the goal. Oh, he got an assist. Oh, he should have started the game. This is
When I saw Merino, Rice, and Zubimendi, I know they were going to play like Stoke. Negative. They were going to play negative. You don't need to tell me anything. The only thing I want to see for me to know that it's going to be a negative football is if I see Merino in the starting lineup. I just know. And having Merino and Declan Rice in there, okay, maybe you can have two double pivot. But Zubimendi in there as well? Nah. I just know it was negative. I don't know why Eze didn't start. Merino shouldn't have been in there.
Shit show, man. But again, it keeps the gimmick going. It keeps the facade going. And 1 second, guys, I'll be back. My beer delivery's arrived and we fucking need alcohol to deal with this manager, bruv.
Beer deliveries. All right. I'm going to stop here because it's almost finished anyway. I don't think it's going to say much after this. But we get the point. You heard the man. Yeah, it is what it is. I think I'm going to be doing, this type of videos, because I do watch these people anyway. But why can't I just do it on camera and maybe watch with you guys? Maybe I can introduce something that you haven't been watching like him. Maybe you might even find it funny and end up maybe having to watch him without me. I'm not trying to market him, by the way. I just thought I was bored. I just thought, why don't we start a series where I just be reacting to shit that's happening in football? So yeah, make sure you do subscribe to my channel as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one.